Hi everyone, my name's Seb. I'm one of the teachers here at Richard Taunton Sixth Form College, and I'm going to be telling you in this video all about applied science. Okay, so quite often when people come around for open evening with an interest in studying science at college, they're looking for A-level chemistry, biology or physics. Okay, but if you have a general kind of interest in science, but you're not particularly aligned to any one of those subjects, or if you're not quite sure what you would like to do with your interest in science, but know that you are interested in maybe taking that forward into a career, then applied science could be another good option for you. So throughout this video, I'm going to give you a quick intro to the course. We're going to look at the way that it's structured and assessed, and we're going to give you a brief overview of some of the content that you will be learning about. Okay? So first of all, about the structure of the course. Because this is a BTEC program, the only difference between this and an A-level course is about the way that it is structured and assessed. Okay, so with an A-level course, such as A-level chemistry, biology or physics, all of that would be examined. So your entire grade would be 100% exam-based, with all of your exams being at the end of the 2-year courses. So BTEC Applied Science is also a 2-year course, but instead of everything relying on those exams, you get a mixture of exams and coursework, and you get a bit of both of those in both years of the course. So if you know that exams are not so much your thing, you prefer coursework, this could be a good solution for you. It also allows you to kind of keep track of what you're doing as we go through the 2 years, a bit more than you might be able to in some of those A-level courses. Okay, so again, we've got the split down there. It's about 42% of your overall grade will come from coursework that you do over the 2 years, and the remaining 58% is based on your working exams. Okay. What you would need to get into this course as well is a little lower than what we would ask to get onto A-levels because of the vocational nature of this. And this coursework component, we do need you to have your maths and English at least a grade 4. And obviously, because it's a science course in which you're going to need to rely on some of what you've learned at GCSE, we will be asking for at least a grade 5 in, or 5.5 rather, in double science or an equivalent individual science GCSE. So, in terms of the content of the course, because it's a BTEC course, if you've done one of these before, you'll know it's split up into what we call different units of study. Okay, so in year 1, there are 2 different units that you do. Unit 1 is the exam unit. Okay, and in this you will cover some different kind of key fundamental ideas from both biology, chemistry, and physics. Okay. So to give you an idea of what kind of things you might be doing, the biology content of this focuses around some different body systems and looks in depth at how those work. The chemistry skills that you learn are going to be really important for any kind of work in chemistry you will do at any point in the future, including in the other units of study. And in physics, you're going to be looking at waves and their applications in communications. Okay, Unit 2 in year 1 as well is the coursework unit. Okay, so there are 4 pieces of coursework you need to complete throughout the year, and all of those are based around different chemistry practicals that you'll be taking part in. So we put a really strong focus on practical work and the skills that you can develop through this, because this is the aim that most people want to get out of a practical vocational science course like this. In year 2, there's also a strong practical element. This time though, this is for the exam units. Okay, so unit 3, science investigation skills. You'll have practical exam where we train you on how to do and plan some different practical activities for a range of different investigations, and you'll then be asked some questions about that in an exam. For unit 8, a lot of people who study this course are interested in going into health sciences, so this is a very popular one. We'll look at the way that different human body systems work, in a lot of detail. We'll look at some examples of conditions that people might get that affect these different body systems, and think about what is causing the different problems that we get from these, as well as how we can care and treat patients who suffer with those. So there's a real range of different topics that you'll cover. Okay, like I said, it's a very broad-based science course that takes into account all those different aspects. Okay, it's not all just about science though. So you might be looking at courses and you might not be really sure what you want to do after college. Okay, because you've still got quite a long time to decide. This going through these courses is going to help you make those kind of decisions. But regardless of what you decide to do after college, and no matter what courses you take, there are these transferable skills that will be useful in any kind of context that you will pick up from studying applied science. Okay, so the first one, the practical skills. Okay, obviously this is mostly geared towards if you are going to continue with science afterwards, but like I've said already, we do a lot of practical work, and we really train you to be very independent in the way that you're planning and preparing different practical procedures. This will obviously be really important if you are going on to study any kind of science course later on, and particularly if you're working in any kind of scientific industry. Employers are going to look for those practical skills. Because we're dealing with a lot of gathering and processing results from experiments, you're going to have a lot of experience of data handling, which again is very obviously applicable in a range of different careers and study that you can go on to following on from college. We're not only looking at handling and processing that data, but being able to actually interpret and analyse that data, as well as analysing different situations that arise within science subjects. Okay, and those analytical skills that you pick up can again be transferred to a range of different contexts. Being able to evaluate something. So by evaluation, we're talking about being able to look at a situation or something that's happened and say, okay, these are the things that have gone well with this, or these are the things that this person's done well. These are some areas that we could maybe improve on. Okay, overall, this is what I think about this thing. These are some ways that we could change this in the future in order to make it work better if we were to do it again. Okay, so again, you can think of how that can be used in absolutely anything that you might do throughout your life, even if you're not continuing with science. Just move myself out of the way a second there. The other key skill that you'll be picking up and developing is literacy. Okay, and this is definitely the case with any course that you'll study at college. Okay, definitely not just science, but particularly when you're working through the coursework units. Okay, there is going to be a strong written element to that. So we'll be helping you to develop your kind of structure and content of your writing and help you figure out how to align that with the assessment criteria that you're being assessed on. Okay, in terms of things that go on around the course, so these are kind of optional things that you can take part in that will enhance your experience when it comes to studying applied science. So every year across the whole college, we have what we call an industry week. And during this time, we invite in a lot of guest speakers from a range of different industries. So you'll get to actually meet and interact with people who've been working in a variety of different career areas. Okay, and when it comes to science, we have a strong network of contacts who will come in and share their expertise, and students generally find that really helpful to get a bit of an idea of not only what their particular careers involve, but also just a range of different things that you can go on and do after studying science at college. As well as this, with any of our vocational courses, such as applied science, we really strongly encourage students to go out and seek opportunities for work experience, and we'll help you to arrange those as well. Okay. Again, going into industry, okay, trying to find employment in this scientific sector can be a lot easier if you've got some kind of relevant work experience behind you. So we'll do everything we can to encourage you on that front. And when it comes to in lessons, we have strong links with the University of Southampton, and they send us student ambassadors who will be current university students who will sit in your lessons or may deliver certain parts of the lessons. But they're there to help you to work through the content of the course, but also the fact that they are there, and some of you may also be planning to go to university and study similar subjects to what they're doing. It gives you a really good opportunity to get an insight into that whole student experience and to find out some more about what it's like to be at university. Okay. In terms of progression onwards, okay, so I already mentioned about university, and this might be what a lot of you are thinking of. So there are a variety of different university courses that you could apply for, but also this prepares you really well for either apprenticeships or going straight into employment in some cases. Okay, but the majority of students who study applied science with us, they've got an interest in some of these that I've included in the list here. So health sciences, things like nursing, occupational therapy, physiotherapy, forensic science, a lot of people have an interest in. And again, the skills that you learn and the content of the course is really helpful in preparing you for this. And again, because it is very broad-based, you can also go into things like engineering. Okay, so basically, if you're looking to go into something like medical, or if you want to do a degree in sort of like straight chemistry, biology or physics or something like that, then probably the A-level courses will be more suitable for you. But if you're looking into something related, okay, that doesn't require that incredibly in-depth academic knowledge that you gain from the A-level courses, then applied science will be the best thing to help prepare you for that. Okay, so obviously this is a very competitive field when it comes to getting a job, okay, but it's also really important that we're training up new scientists, okay. With the current situation involving the pandemic, obviously, the whole response to this is being sort of driven by scientists, and they're helping to steer us through this difficult time. Not to be forgotten as well, we're also in the middle of a climate crisis, which again is very relevant to what you've been learning about in science. Okay, and we need people who have these scientific skills and an understanding of how the environment works in order to help us to overcome these kind of issues that we've made for ourselves. Okay, so that's all from me. Okay, I hope you found this useful, and I hope to see as many of you as possible when it comes to September. Okay, thank you and goodbye.